introduced. So thank you so much for the honor to be here. It's such a privilege, I mentioned, to be here this afternoon. And as Mr. Andreas said, it's going to be a very informal interaction with my sisters and brothers. Because I was once a student myself. I came into this country. My name is Olayinka Thomas-Arogundade. I'm currently a mom of two and a wife of one to Mr. Oluwatoyin. I also came into this country as a student over 13 years now. And it's been such a very interesting journey. It's been very interesting from day one. So if I should ask you, it's a great privilege to be here. Thank you for joining. Sister Rachel, I can see a dear sister as well. Sorry if I'm using the sister word. I'm sort of used to that. So bear with me. I can see another sister here, Sister Deborah, Sister Chilma, someone with an iPhone, Sister Ruki, Brother G, Ebony Ambassadors, Brother Ifesinashi, Family Lucy, Kende, Mr. Lubenga, Mr. Collins as well. So it's such a great privilege. It would be so great to see your faces aside from Mr. Collins' face and Mr. Andrew. It would be so great because it's a networking interaction. I think it was Sister Deborah that mentioned it earlier that you need to network even outside your circle. And this is a great honor. This is a great platform to also network with other people because you just never know who is behind the camera. So I would love to see your faces if you can. If you can show us your screen, I would love to see your faces. So I'm just looking at my time to see how many minutes Brother Andrew's given me. I think I have roughly about 20 minutes or so. Is it? Am I correct, Mr. Andrew?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So I should be able to do something with that. Oh, yes. Thank you, Sister Rachel. Thank you, Sister Deborah. So lovely to see your faces, Sister Chilma. See, you're hiding those beautiful faces under the camera. So please don't hide it. You want to show your face. You want to show up in this country. You do want to. So my name is Olayinka, as but Andrew mentioned earlier. I'm a student of life. I'm current. When but Andrew mentioned earlier that the day you stop learning, that is the day you die. My daughter looked at my face and said, "Yes, I know that, Mommy." I said, "Because yes, I always tell them that the day we stop learning, that is the day we die, and it's a gradual process." So, good afternoon, everyone. Let me ask you before I start: Can you, if you are to give England another name, if you have to give England, I can hear some background noises. Please, if you can kindly put yourself on mute, it would be so great. That would be so helpful. If you're to give England another name or United Kingdom per se, because maybe some of us are not in England at the moment, it could be in Wales. If you're to give United Kingdom another name, what name would that be? Can you please type in the chat? What name would you give to United Kingdom? What name? You have to give me United Kingdom another name. So you could start with maybe prior to coming to this country, maybe you had a name, and then getting here. So maybe it's another thing entirely that you're faced with. So can you please type in the chat for me? If you're to give United Kingdom another name, what name would you call United Kingdom? I've had so many names over the years. Different people are giving England. So I'm looking at the chat. If you had to give England another name or United Kingdom another name, what name would that be? The land of rebirth. Wow, the land of rebirth. The land of rebirth. Atomobe. Is that what language is that?
That's the Yoruba language, Atomobi.
Atomobe. Oh.
It's Christian you. It gives you another identity entirely.
It does, doesn't it?
If you are coming here with shoulder pads, it humbles you.
It humbles you. Yes, it does humble. It's a leveler, isn't it? United Kingdom is a leveler. Anybody else? Anybody else that wants to share with us? If you had to give England another name, thanks for sharing with that, Andrew. If you had to give England another name, what name would that be? You can also unmute yourself to say it if you don't want to type. Just a few more seconds. Land of opportunities, land of opportunities, everybody ambassador. Okay, brilliant. Because it reminds me of a Bible passage that says that as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is, isn't it? As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So we have to be mindful of, what we call this country. We have to be mindful, especially if we want to stay in this country, if we want to live here, or even though it might be for a short period of time, that time that we're spending here, we want to make it, we want to make something out of it. So as a man thinking is in his heart, so he is. A lot of things that I'll be saying today, I'll be adding some biblical passages to it, because it is, I would say, my faith has really helped me a lot throughout my journey in this country, and it's still helping me as I go along in United Kingdom. So as a man thinking is in his heart, Proverbs 23 verse 7. So I'm going to move along. So thank you very much for everyone that shared what this country means to them. So these are some key facts that you probably might know yourself. I'll just say some of them. These are some key facts. In the year 2021 to 2022, there are over 679,970 international students studying in the UK. And out of these, 120,140 are from EU, and we have 559,825 who are non-EU. So it could be from America, Africa, Asia, wherever it may come from. And this year, June 2023, there are over 498,626 sponsored study visas and 98,698 graduate route visas granted in the United Kingdom. And another study also says that the immigrants to Britain we are more likely to hold higher education qualification than the wider population. So with Nigeria in particular, so Nigerians in particular are more likely to have a degree, official data as shown. But when you look at the community, sometimes all these data are not being parallel to what is happening. So after studying, what next? What happens after studying? Because there are over 600,000 people, for example. How many jobs opportunities are out there for people, for example? It's not everybody that stay back. Some people go back to their home country to create something phenomenal with the knowledge that they've gained from United Kingdom, and they're adding values to their home country, which is absolutely fine. But say this particularly for people that might want to stay behind, what do you need to do? What are the things that you need to bear in mind? So I've just come up with an acronym, and I will say, so I believe that this message, hopefully it will, it will empower you so that you can achieve your full potential as an individual and also future leaders, because we are all leaders on this platform. So the acronym for this is leveraging. Leveraging. You need to leverage on the opportunities that you have. And what do I mean by this? Such as there are a lot of people, working country in a military training, the motherland, somebody else says. So what do I mean by leveraging? What do I mean by leveraging? If I should ask us, what is the word leverage? What does it mean? What does leverage mean? Anybody quickly that wants to help us with that, with the meaning? So someone unmuting themselves, Sister Lillian. What does the word leveraging means? Some people might say that is a leveler to use what you have to achieve what you need to achieve. So I'm going to start. I don't know if somebody adds any charts on there. To use or take advantage of something, absolutely, to use and take advantage of something, taking advantage of a situation. Thank you, G, and thank you, Sister Ruki. To use and take advantage of something, absolutely. So what are the opportunities that we have here? And that's why I asked us earlier, what does England mean to you? Or if you had to give England another name, what would that be? So leveraging, it means the L will stand for learning. Learning. you cannot overemphasize and learn. As you're on this platform, we're all learning from one another. There are lots of people with experiences, with skills that are transferable, even from your own country. So you want to learn. So as you go through university, learning and liaising, it is so important. And that's why I love what Sister Deborah said earlier, that you need to network with people that are even outside, that are outside of your community. So it doesn't have to be, this place is a great platform, but also extending it out there to other communities, to the Asians community, to the Caucasians. Just leverage on what you have. So learn and liaise with other people, liaise with others that share the same interest and passion as you. Collaboration is key to achieving a success. But Angie also mentioned earlier about no man is an island. So we can say that, there's no self-made person. If you see any self-made, if you see any individual, like the former president of United Kingdom, he said, oh yeah, my dad just gave me a loan of $1 million. That was many, many years ago. So there's definitely somebody somewhere that would help us. So you want to leverage, you want to learn, and you want to liaise with people around you, people that have achieve what you want to achieve or what you're looking to achieve. So you want to do that as well. And the E, and even in the book of Proverbs, Proverbs 27 verse 17 says, iron sharpeneth iron. So one sharpens another. Be the person that is, constantly learning from other people, constantly liaising with others. And that will start from networking in your university, in your church, even community around you. Find out what is happening. If you're in Peterborough, for example, what is happening around Peterborough? Is that something that can contribute to my community? There are loads and loads of people that have come here, and as a result of learning or just wanting to learn and liaising, they've been able to achieve a lot of success in this country. So examine yourself. Examine, the E stands for examining yourself, examining and eradicating. So examining yourself, looking inward and saying, okay, what are the things, what are the notions that I've had back home that I don't want to bring into this country? Because there are a lot of things that we need to unlearn when we get here. And so you want to eliminate that from your mind, eliminating anything that can distract you from achieving your goals, maybe as relationships, any destructive habits as well. Let go of anything that is not positive, that doesn't contribute to your life positively at the moment. One of the things that I had to learn and eradicate in my life is my timekeeping. When I got to this country, I realized that I have to keep to time. Otherwise, I'm going to miss my boss. And when I miss my boss, nobody is going to wait. So if I have an interview, for example, I can't afford to get to that interview late. So I have to, and I'm still working on eradicating that. So imagine 13 years now. So, but if in as much I'm making a conscious decision of eliminating some habits, and I know that it's not going to help me here. If I have interview at 10 o'clock, I can't get there and start begging. Nobody will answer me. So if I have to catch up with the train at 12 p.m. and I'm getting there at 12:01, that I will be seeing the train moving like this. So there are some habits that you might need to eradicate and eliminate. So you want to work on those habits and just make sure that they are no longer there, or taking a conscious step, daily step to eradicate those habits from your life. And the book of Hebrews chapter 12 says that, therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders you, anything that might hinder you from achieving success in this country, and the sin that so eagerly entangles you, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. I will tell you what, there are races ahead of you. There are things that you need to do. So anything that might want to weigh you down, you want to eliminate them right now, before you start with that journey. So I hope you're following. So it's an L, liaising and learning. E, examine yourself and eradicating anything that you would not need in your journey. And the V is your values. Do you know about your values? Knowing your value will be like a life compass to you. Your values will guide you in the direction that you want to live your lives. Values are not the same thing as goals. So you might think that when you set your goals, values are not the same thing as goals. So that means that there is no end point to value. So it's not something that, okay, when I achieve being honest, that's one of the values. When I achieve being honest, then I can stop. No, this is an ongoing thing. So your life, your values are the lenses through which you view yourself and your word. There will be opportunities that you'll be faced with. And it reminded me of a story of a particular company. There are three people that went for an interview. Three people went for an interview. So the first time, so they three people that are very intelligent, and so three people, very intelligent people, and then they asked them the final question. So the final question during the interview, and they said, "Okay, what are your values?" The three people said, "The honesty and integrity." Okay, so now the company is faced with the dilemma of then choosing from these three. So then the next question is, so that they told the three people that you've all passed. I mean, you're at equal pass with everybody, but there's one more question that we need to ask you. Remember, they've shared their values, which is honesty and integrity. So the later on, and they asked them, okay, this is what our company does. You know, we are some financials within our companies.
Ah,
There are some things that we don't record, and the reason for that is because because of the taxes that we need to pay. So there are some records that we hide from the public so that we don't have to pay taxes. And the first person, and then if you agree with us, we're going to increase your salary to increase your salary to £10,000 more than what we already want to give you, because now you already know about us. The first man says, okay, oh, that's great. It's none of my business. If you're trying to hide some figures, you're a great company. That means you know what you are doing. So yes, I will happily receive the £10,000 increase in your job, and also accept the offer letter. So they said to the first person, "I'll call you back." So he said he can go home. They will call you back. The second person then comes. The second person said, "Okay, that they should give him some time to think about it." So the second person went home, he thought of it, and he called them back and he said, "Okay, I've thought about what you've said, and I'm willing to accept the offer." So they said to him, "Okay, thank you for saying that, then we'll call you back." The third person also mentioned that is quite shocked that this company, reading through the company values, which they say that is honesty, that is quite shocked that they will be proposing such thing to him. That is very shocked. So they should give him some time as well. He wants to go back home to think about it. The third person had a lot of bills to pay. He has a wife to feed, but he thought about it and said, if as a person his own value is integrity. One of his values is integrity. That so he slept on it anyway. So the following day, he told the company that he's not willing to accept that offer. That he's quite disappointed that such a company with a reputation would be doing something. Of such in the organization. So he's for that reason he's not going to accept it. So they said to him, "Oh, we're going to double your salary." And he said, even if you triple it, I'm still not accepting that. He would not compromise on his values because of any money, even though he needs the job, but he will still not compromise on his values. So he said, "No, I'm not accepting that." But obviously, at the end of the day, they gave him the job and the salary increase as well. Why? Because they wanted somebody that would not just say, "This is what I want to do," not just say their values, somebody that lives by their values. So be a person of value. Your value are the lenses through which you view yourself. As you develop as well, they are crystallized, and also you need to prioritize and form a value system for yourself. I've left an organization within 6 months because the values in that organization is not in parallel to what I value as a person. So you need to ask yourself, what do I value? What are my values? And then if you are faced with any opportunities, you want to, does it correlate with your values? So it is important you value the opportunities as well that is being presented to you, because you will also have some values that will be presented to you, some opportunities. So you need to also value it while studying, and as it is to set some personal value for yourself. Set your values, stick to their values, use this time that you have within university to broaden your knowledge and also build your character. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10 says, "Whatever your hands finds to do it with all your mind. For in the realm of the dead, where you're going, there is neither working nor planning nor knowledge." So whatever your hands find to do right now, do it. So there are a few questions that I'll also be posting in the chat. that can help you to create your values if you haven't yet found what created yours, or you don't know how. So what values are important to you? Who is somebody that you admire? What is a meaningful moment in your life? What values were you living at that moment? And then think of a time you were frustrated or mad. What values wasn't being fulfilled at that time? I would encourage you once again, do not compromise on your values. So I'll be moving on from the V and then onto the E. We'll spend some time with the E. You want to experiment. Remember, you've been able to learn, you've been able to liaise, you've been able to also, with the E, you've been able to eradicate some behavior, some things that might be distracting you. You've been able to create your own personal values. Now it's time for you to experiment. Ralph Waldo says something that all life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. And there's a saying from a French philosopher as well, Denis Diderot. Denis Diderot says there are three principles. So there are three principles of acquiring knowledge: observation of nature, reflection, and experimentation. And it says that observation, what does it do? It collects facts. So when you observe things, you're collecting facts about that things. And then reflections, what does it do? It combines experimentation. So reflection combines them, combines the fact together, and experimentation verifies the result of that combination. So with all that you've learned, I mean, a lot of us in this country, we've learned so much, we have a lot of degrees, but what some of us don't do is experimentation. So the truth is the majority of people, you've stopped experimenting on themselves as well. So experimenting on yourself, challenge yourself rather than you living each day on repetition without adding any meaningful activity to your day. Spice up your day. Just try something new. Try to go to somewhere different. You're living in London. If when I say this, I'm also speaking to myself. Have you explored other parts of this country? There are loads of places to travel to. So you don't have to travel outside of the country. There are lots of places to travel to. Try to explore around. Experimenting with yourself also means learning new things and new skills. So it's not just about what you are learning in the university. There are lots of opportunities, even in the communities. There are a lot of community interest company that are doing different things. One of the examples that we have here, it is the same as the Ebony Ambassador that I know. Ebony as Ambassador, for example, they have a pageantry. They do different things like teaching people how to sew, how to make hair. So all those things, you want to learn new skills as well. So that's also part of experimenting rather than living each day on repetition. There's this particular person, she was one of the speaker that we had, as a visionary. We had a conference sometimes this year, and she's a counselor, and she's one of the people she was one of the speakers. She as well was a student. Now she is a counselor in this country. She's a property investor. She owns an off license in this same country, and she came as a student as well. So she wasn't born here. So it's not like, oh yeah, she was born here, her mom is here, so she had all the opportunities. She was a regular like us. So we had so it's like we both started from the same place. And I understand that different people start from different points. So I definitely understand that. But what I'm trying to also say in essence is that we all have that opportunity. So she saw that opportunity to become a counselor within that, because obviously she is interested in politics. If that's something you're interested in, absolutely, that's fine. So she had the opportunity to become a counselor. She became a counselor. She became business owner. She also had her own challenges, because I read a book as well. She also has her own personal challenges, but she didn't let that challenges deter her from pursuing her goals. Remember, values, pursuing her values. She understands what she brings into this country, and she saw the opportunities to add value to this country as well. So she was able to take that. Proverbs 24 verse 16 says, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. But the wicked stumble when the calamity rise." So that means when you are experimenting, there are some things that you might find, you might think, oh, it's not working as it should. try and over again. There are lots of people that we've even know that have tried so many times, like Dyson, for example. He experimented over 100 times before he got the prototype of what he wanted as a product, as oven. So we also should experiment, learn new skills, learn new things within your environment. And the R again is redesigning. Don't be afraid to change direction. If what you are doing right now is not yielding the result, if the course you're studying right now is not yielding the result that you desire, use that as an opportunity to redesign and re-strategize a new plan. Now that you are here, you've seen the opportunities around you. Obviously, they have to also correlate with your own personal values and vision. If things are not working the way they should, please use the opportunity to redesign, re-strategize. We have all the opportunity to do so. Proverbs 19:21 says, many are the plans in a person's heart, but only the Lord's purpose will prevail. So don't be afraid to change direction. Don't say that, oh, yeah, I've been in this industry for a long time, or what do I do? You will be shocked that even those skills that you've learned back home, they are transferable to some jobs here that you can still do. Start from somewhere. And then I would encourage you to also abide as you go through life. Remember to abide in Christ, to abide by your values. Do not compromise your faith for anything. The book of John chapter 15 verse 4 says, remain in me and I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in him. As a person of faith, I would encourage you to not compromise your faith for anything. And as you do so, also remember to abide by your goals, abide by your values, abide by your visions. I know sometimes, the vision they always say is for an appointed time. So you might think, okay, everything you're going to achieve in 6 months, it might not happen in 6 months, it might not happen in a year, but I want to encourage you that it will surely come to pass. It will surely come to pass. Look, those are the days. I was sharing with somebody recently. They've really come into this country. I happened to train them for the health and social care, and she was just sharing with me how difficult her job is, how a lot of things is going on. And I shared my story with her. I said I used to do early morning. Early morning, I have to be out of the house early morning because where I lived was in North London, and I'm working in North London as well, but it's in Camden. So I have to get the bus. I have to make sure the office that I'm cleaning is ready by 9 a.m. It has to be ready by 9. So whatever I'm doing, so whether I get there for 3 a.m., it doesn't concern them as long as the office space is ready by 9 a.m. And I will put Uber behind me. But one thing I never forget and I will never let go is my dream. It is my vision. I know that is not the place that is not my destination. It's just a process. It's just a journey and it helped me to achieve my vision because those money I was getting from there, I was using it to upskill myself. So never think that the job that you're doing right now is not befitting and I'm not going to do it. No, whatever your hands find to do now, do it with all diligence and knowing fully well and keeping your vision in sight. You don't want to let go of your vision. So I want to encourage us as well to please to abide by your goals, abide by your vision. And the G is grow. Take every opportunity presented to you as an opportunity to grow. As you're on this platform, you're growing. In your university, you're growing. You're learning from people. Your challenges even are a means to develop a better version of yourself. When I did that cleaning job, I knew that cleaning wasn't for me. It enabled me to even pursue my goals. When I did care work as well as a care worker, domiciliary care worker, I knew this wasn't my destination. So it helps me to develop a better version of myself. Proverbs 3:5-6 says that trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him and he will make your path straight. And finally, I want to encourage you as you grow, as you abide, as you leverage, don't forget to extend to other people, extend a helping hand to others. And that's why whenever people come into this country, because I have been there as well, and people have helped me along the way. I remember when this was about I think about 6 years or so ago, I had some issue. I was looking for a job actually. I was looking for a job. I'm sorry, Mr. How many more minutes do I have?
Just 3 more minutes, please.
3 more minutes. Okay, let me just share this story quickly. So I was looking for a job. It was a very, very, when I say it was a very tough time in those days. A very kind brother told me about the job opportunities in the organization. My husband had gone to work at that time, so I had my baby with me. So she was very, very young. She was about 6 months at that time. So what happened was I had to travel from Croydon to Wembley area. So I took the car, and what happened, one thing led to the other. The tire, the tire got broken somehow. And I was standing on the road. I had an interview to attend to. But what happened was, at that moment in time, I still didn't forget. I still didn't forget. So whenever I see people on the road, they're having issues with their car, I always stop. So one day I was picking my daughter up from school, and I saw a lady by her car side, and I stopped. I said, "What is wrong?" Because I have been in her shoes, and I understand what it's like to have a car that is not working on the road. There's a lot of people that wouldn't want to help. So as you grow, as you leverage, remember other people as well that are in this country. So that means that if people are looking for home now, people that have been through housing issues, maybe you have a spare room in your house that you can rent out. Remember, you don't have to rent your own personal house if you don't want people in your personal space. But what I mean by, if you have the opportunity to help others, do please extend a helping hand to other people. And as we do so, the Lord will bless us. I wish you all the best in this country. And as we've all said, is a land of opportunity, and it will favor us all. It will favor us all. We are here. Um, Okay. We are, as we are in this country, we are here for opportunities, and that opportunity we shall get. We will not go home empty-handed. When we go back home, we're going back to change some policies to making things right out of all that we've learned from this country. So as my people will say that I'm Yoruba. My people will say that that is, we will take what we get from the farm, we will take it home, and so shall it be for every one of us. I wish you all the best. Thank you very